Hello?
Just a moment. Everyone should be on mute. If you're not on mute, you will be shortly, and I will unmute you when it's your turn. Good morning. My name is Judge Person. I do welcome everybody to court this morning. I'm going to start in the order that people appeared. I do want to quickly make sure I have identified everybody. And there's someone here with LG Escape Plus connecting the audio. Gentleman with the glasses on. Sorry, as people move around, it changes. And sir with the Levi's t-shirt on and glasses. I'm trying to get your audio to connect. There we go. And so I would like to ask you to, let's see. Do you have audio? Nod or shake your head. LG Escape Plus glasses. You know who that is? Are you Mr. Castillo? Could you nod your head? He can't hear. All right, I'll move on. Let's see, Melissa, I'll leave you alone. On the Galaxy Note 9, if you can identify yourself, please. I think that is, and I can't. On the Galaxy Note 9, young man and his mother, I believe, I can't get you your sound to connect. You're going to have to connect your sound. Everyone work on your sound. Make sure you're connected. You will be muted. My name is Judge Person. Welcome to the Temple Municipal Court. I do thank everyone for being here. I'm going to move in the order that I identified people as appearing. And so I will start with Javier Armstrong. And Mr. Armstrong, let me have you unmute yourself, please.
Okay.
Thank you. And let's get a visual. I don't really want to just talk to your forehead, okay? A little bit closer. Let's get the face. Okay. Whole face, please.
I had just woke up.
Sorry?
I just woke up. I'm sorry.
Well, okay, but I still need to see your whole face, whether you just woke up or not.
Okay.
If I need to come back to you, I can wait. How old are you today, Mr. Armstrong?
17.
Okay. There are two charges. One is for no driver's license. The costs and fines, if you paid them, are $181. One is for no insurance. The costs and fines are $281. I need your whole face.
I know I do got insurance on the car.
Okay, hold on. Let's just start with the rules. I need to be able to see you.
Mm-hmm.
Is not a word in.
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm just going to remind you till we get it right, though. So if you get tired of hearing me remind you, just remember. Okay, so first I want to tell everybody here, if everyone could pay attention just for a moment. This is court. We're authorized to conduct court this way. I think it's probably a little more convenient for most people. But I do want to tell you that when you're stopped, okay, if you're given a ticket or a citation, we really treat those as an accusation. That's what a ticket is. It is an accusation. When you give a plea, you're giving an answer or response to the accusation. There are three options for pleading: guilty, not guilty, no contest. If you plead guilty, you're admitting an offense. You're saying, I did it. Pleading no contest means you're letting me find you guilty without saying you did or did not do it. Pleading not guilty means you're contesting the charge, which you have the right to do. In fact, you're presumed to be not guilty. And if you plead not guilty, you're contesting the charge, asking for the case to be scheduled ultimately for trial. Okay, so you're requesting a trial. The state needs to prove that case against you, and you have to come to those settings, come to that trial. Okay, so those are, I get asked that a lot. So, Mr. Armstrong, do you understand the pleading options of guilty, not guilty, and no contest?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. On the driver's license charge, that where the costs and fines would be 181, how are you pleading?
Guilty.
Okay. And are you in the process of getting a license?
Um, Something like that. I mean, I
What
need
does that
help.
mean?
Like, I need help.
Okay, who is helping you?
Nobody really.
You live with family?
Yeah, but I'm doing everything on my own type. Like,
Do you pay all the bills? Are you working?
nah, I work.
Where are you working?
I work at McDonald's.
Okay. And are you still in school?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you're not graduated yet?
No, ma'am.
Where do you go to school?
Temple High.
What grade are you considered to be in at this time?
The 11th grade.
Okay, and are you attending live school at this point?
No, I'm a virtual.
Okay. All right, so we can look at teen court as an option for that charge. With teen court, there is a $20 fee. Can you pay that fee today?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then I'm principally interested in you getting a driver's license. So what steps have you taken to do that yet? Have you enrolled in the
I
driving?
haven't took any. Like, I've been trying to ask people to help me, but nobody want to help me.
Right. So I think your best bet is to go to one of the driving schools where they're qualified to answer that question for you. My next question real quickly is on the no insurance charge. That's for November 28th. I do want you to be aware, I mean, you're driving illegally. So most insurance doesn't cover people driving illegally any more than they would cover, like, say, a drunk driver. So how are you pleading to that charge?
I'm pleading guilty.
Okay. Now, here's the thing. We could delay your case. I'd rather not. I'd rather move you forward. On that one, we can do a $20 teen court fee. Can you pay that fee today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. If you can get a driver's license and bring me your insurance card, I would look at the possibility of a dismissal. And the reason for that is because in order to get that driver's license, you're going to go through more classes than I would put you through in a regular teen court violation situation. So,
yes, ma'am.
What you're going to want to do is contact one of the driving schools, like Austin Driving School. Have you been online to look up what you need to do?
No, I'm gonna do it after this.
Okay, well, cart before the horse. You really need to be lawful before you drive.
Yes, ma'am.
You know what happens if you're driving without a license and you hit someone?
No.
Did you hit someone in this case?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
I just got pulled over.
Okay, so what happens is, oh, and by the way, yeah, the PC for your stop is that they know that you aren't licensed. The officers know this about you at this point. So
yeah,
they just are going to pull you over when they see you. I mean, it's a small town. I grew up here too. It's how it works. So, you're going to need to get to the Austin Driving School and get licensed quickly. If you can get
is it any driving school or just at Austin Driving School?
Any driving school that's authorized.
Okay.
I don't have an opinion about them. I just happen to know that one's functional, but doesn't matter to me. What won't work is like a parent taught class at this point, because that usually takes months and months. And I need you to check in 30 days. We want to see if you're on track. Okay. Because this process will save you $420, but that's because I want results and I want them fast.
Yes, ma'am.
So that means you're calling a school of your choice today. You're getting enrolled and you're going to swing by the court, get somebody to bring you over here, or you walk over here. You're not far. You're close to enough to walk. It's not even going to be cold today. So I need you here before noon to sign your paperwork and pay the $40, right? You're going to be able to do that?
Yes, ma'am. And don't I need like my birth certificate and all that, like my social security card to like
you mean for the
get enrolled?
school? For the school? Yeah. Okay. probably you need to get with them and find out what requirements they need. You're going to need something that shows that you're attending school, and you're going to need identification. So that sounds right. But don't
I don't
ask
have
me
none of
what
that.
they want. Ask them what they want. Okay. All right. Because I'm not going to speak for them. I'm not them. Right. Go to the source when you want answers. Grabbing people that don't know and asking them, you're always going to get frustrated.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you see that? You see why that is?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to come by the court and sign your paperwork. You pay your fees. We probably have some basic information for you, do we? That we can give you about getting a driver's license. We'll have something basic, but it's the same thing you can look up on the DPS website. Okay. I'll get that. And, then you can get online and find a school, but there are things for you to do and you've got to be motivated. You also can bring us the insurance card and I'll hold it under advisement until we get the permit in. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Any questions about what you're going to do to resolve this matter?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Sorry?
No, ma'am.
Okay. If you wind up with questions, you can call and ask for another time to meet with me like this. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I know, right? Is Amy Reed your aunt?
Yes, ma'am.
You live right over there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you're a 3-minute walk from the court. Okay. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. We'll see you soon.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. I want 30 days because we can always give him extra time if we need to, but I need him to stay on track. Let me do it. He's asking people in his home, and he's never going to get any help over there. Although they are a tight family, and I know they care about each other, but it's just not always. DPS has a basic thing I'll pull up in just a moment. Oh, that'd be awesome. Let me go back into, I'm trying to get straight on with all these odd names, I'm a little turned around about who's who right now. Yes, I'm sorry, I'm trying to focus on who's next. Thank you. Mr. Smith? I'm trying to unmute you. There you are.
Let me give you a call back. I'm sorry. Let me give you a call right back. I'm in the midst of something.
Mr. Smith, I'm sorry. I can
about that. Your Honor.
How are you, sir?
Your Honor, I'm sorry about that.
It's okay. It happens. If you need me to come back to you, I can make an exception and take the next person.
No, ma'am. We can continue. I know you have a lot of things to do today.
Yes. So this is a speeding charge, and if you paid it, the fines and costs are $264. I can't see that you've ever been in a courtroom before, and so I want to ask. Just a moment ago, I was talking to the young man, and we were talking about, guilty, not guilty, no contest, the options for pleading. Were you able to hear that when we were talking about that?
I was able to hear that briefly.
Okay, so guilty means I did this. That's admitting the offense. And a ticket is an accusation. And if you plead not guilty, you're contesting the charge, which means you're moving that case toward trial and trial settings. If you plead no contest, that's the third option. You're not admitting it or denying it. You're just allowing the court to find you guilty without admitting or denying it. At that point, we move forward with sentencing. So if you plead guilty or no contest, we move forward and look at the sentencing options. If you plead not guilty, we move forward toward trial setting. Does that make sense to you, Mr. Smith?
Absolutely. Yes,
Okay.
Your Honor.
Do you have any questions about that before we move forward?
No, ma'am, not at the moment.
Okay. To the accusation of speeding, and the allegation of speeding is on November 25th. How are you pleading to that charge?
I really don't know, Your Honor, to be honest with you. I just don't want the ticket on my record.
Okay. You're 25 miles alleged over the posted speed limit. I can allow a deferred disposition, which would keep it off of your record. I would have to look at your financial information, and I don't know that we have it right now. But with a deferred, you pay the ticket, okay, and we figure out that's different per person because everybody's financial situation really varies from person to person.
Yes,
But we
ma'am.
look at if you pay it today, then we deal with it's done with that part, and you go on a deferred length of time basically. And if you don't reoffend during that time, I dismiss the charge from the record. Sometimes I require a class, sometimes I don't. It kind of depends on the situation. So, but it's basically like, it looks like probation, except there's no probation officer.
Yes, ma'am.
Good behavior, no more tickets.
Yes,
And at
ma'am.
the end of the deferral period, then the ticket is dismissed. You do not have a CDL, is that true? Just
I
plain
do
old-
not.
You got
I
a
do
regular license. Okay, sorry.
I work here at the dealership. I'm a car salesman.
Oh, goodness, of course you don't want it on your record, I understand. Okay,
Thank you. Thank you, Jesus. 'Cause
I get it. And I haven't had you here before, so that's.
No.
Can I see the ticket? Great, okay. So, are you able to pay this today?
So I'm not able to pay it today. I'll be honest with you. I'm moving my grandmother and my mom into a house. Me and my grandma and my mom. However long you'll give me, it's fine with me, and I'll get it paid by that date. I'll
Okay,
get more money here shortly. Just my funds are really tied up at the moment.
right, that happens. I can break it into 2 payments. Are you able to pay anything today?
No, ma'am. I have, to be honest with you, I have a small amount of funds at the moment.
Okay, and at your position, when are you paid?
I'm paid weekly. I'm paid
What day of
weekly.
the week?
I'm paid on Tuesdays.
Okay,
Two,
so
but
two,
the
two,
funds
two.
that the funds I'm getting this Tuesday and next Tuesday are gonna go towards my moving expenses to move into the home.
Yes. So my question, actually, where I'm going is, can we do half of this on the 19th of January?
When is the? Let me look at
2
the.
weeks from today.
I think yes, that is absolutely possible. That is perfect. Actually, I can do half of that on the 19th.
And then the final payment on February 9th, 3 weeks later.
Absolutely, I can do that.
The law requires that I make you take and submit proof of a class. You can take an online class, and I would want that 60 days from today, which is March 8th. Even in a deferred, I'm required to do that.
Okay.
Okay. So what I would need today is for you to come by the court before 5. Can you do that? Like during a lunch break?
I live in San Antonio, Texas.
Okay. So what we would need is we can email the documents to you.
And I can get it back to you before 5. I can do
Yes.
that.
Right. And it's going to say 120-day deferred, which means at the end of 120 days, which is May 5th, if I look and I don't have any more tickets with you, then this ticket is dismissed. And as long as you've met the following conditions. One is a payment on the 19th of January. The second one is a payment on February 9th. And the third is a class certificate completion turned into the court by March 8th. Okay. You can pay online or by phone. You can send in your class certificate by fax. Okay.
Okay.
All right. And then there will be a financial affidavit form that I need filled out along with your signature on the document that allows me to give that payment plan within the document. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
And that will be emailed to me?
Yes. Let me confirm your email at this time. Is it the same as what we used to do the meeting scheduled for today?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Okay. Then we will send that to you and get it back to us before 5. Okay.
Okay, I will do that.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for your time.
You have a blessed day.
You do the same.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Let's It's okay. I can. In a moment. Hold on. Again, the gentleman with LG Escape Plus device, you have on a Levi's t-shirt. Can you hear me? Nod your head, yes or no. Of course, you wouldn't nod if you can't. Sir, in the Levi's shirt, can you hear me? I'm going to have to remove you from the meeting because I can't hear you, and I don't think you can hear me. And I'm going to ask you to put yourself back in. Let me try a chat. I thought you were next. Who did we think that that gentleman is? Let's see. I believe it's Mr. Castillo. Yeah. Let me see if I can get him to. Sorry, everyone. I'm trying to get Mr. Castillo to respond. While I'm waiting to see if Mr. Castillo can connect, I want to go ahead and talk to, let's see. Miss Freeman. Oh, Mr. Castillo is connecting. Miss Freeman, Ashley Freeman, are you on you're on an iPhone? I need to be able to, yeah, I need to be able to see you, ma'am.
Ashley Maury.
So Miss Freeman, I'm going to let you work on getting your video put together. I'm going to go back to Mr. Castillo for a moment.
I'm Ashley Maury.
Mr. Castillo, I'm writing you a note letting you know that I cannot hear you, and I'm going to probably ask you to restart, hoping that whatever the problem is will correct, because not hearing you, it's just not going to work. Miss Freeman.
My name is Ashley Maury.
Ashley what?
Maury, M-O-R-E-Y.
Okay, hold on. I've got two Ashleys scheduled today. There we go. Okay, Ms. Maury, the charge is a theft charge, theft under $100. If you paid it, the costs and fines are $296. I do have a first offender program, and I'm trying to see if you made it on time to court. Yes, you're on time to court. Before I talk to you about that program, I want to ask, your plea paperwork indicates you were pleading guilty to the charge of theft. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry? There's a lot of background noise on your end. Is there anything you can do about that?
I'm gonna go outside. Sorry. Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
I just don't, I need to focus you and get it done quickly. So, you asked for a payment plan, and you've pled guilty. Do I understand you correctly?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. If I do a background check on you today, have you had any offenses before this one that are related to theft type charges?
No, when I was a kid, I was with a friend and she was stealing, but I was like probably 15 or 14 years old,
Okay,
and that's
that's not going to be, that's not going to be a record that would cause a problem here. I can go ahead
okay. So
and,
then
ma'am, can you hear me?
anything else? Then yes. Can you hear
It's
me?
probably better if you would just stop walking around and moving around and just hold
Okay.
still for a minute, because you're going to create more problems with your audio, which is, I can tell is happening. Can you hear me okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
So I have an option to allow you to participate in a theft intervention program. The event you're describing is something that is well over 10 years old. So in fact, it's about 14 years old. So you can do a first offender program because you were juvenile when that happened, okay? And the first offender program allows you to take a class and gain a dismissal for your offense and keep it from being a conviction on your record. Do you want to do that?
Okay.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. And I'm noticing you're on Tyler Trail, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what I would say is, you'll have to come by and pick up and sign for the paperwork for this program today. And then you'll take an online class for theft intervention. You'll get it turned in by your next court date, which is going to be February 8th.
Mhm.
And if you turn that in early or on that date, then I will dismiss the charge.
Okay.
So you'll be scheduled for another hearing, but we're hoping to do a dismissal at that time, okay?
Yes.
All right, can you swing by the court in the neck before lunch?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. We'll have your paperwork at the front desk. We have a COVID protocol, so please bring a face covering and call when you get here. The number is on the door. Let them know you're here. They'll walk you through the entry process, okay?
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right. Have a good day.
Questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, looks like Mr. Castillo may finally have his audio working. I think. It says he's connecting to it. So I'm going to give him another chance. I'm going to let that continue to try to happen. And I'm going to move to Mr. Lane. Zoom return. That's okay. It's perfectly fine. Mr. Lane, I'm asking you to unmute. Hi, Mr. Lane. This is a fail to control speed charge. How are you doing today? I see that you've unmuted, but I can't hear you. Maybe you can turn your volume up?
My mic was unmuted. It was
Oh.
muted on the, sorry about that.
That's okay. So lots of audio problems today.
Yeah.
So listen, you're 16 today, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Where's your parent?
My mom is right here.
Perfect. I gotta have mom. Mom, what's your name, please?
Tamara Munoz.
Tamara Munoz. Hi, Ms. Munoz.
Hi.
Okay, so the failing to control speed charge has fines and costs of $264. Teen court is an option for that process or that situation, although there's an accident, so that changes things maybe a little bit. But first, I want to ask you the guilty, not guilty, and no contest discussion. Have you understood that so far?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. How are you pleading to the charge of failing to control speed?
Guilty.
Okay. Where are you enrolled in school?
Troy High School.
Okay, and you're attending?
Yes, ma'am.
What grade are you considered to be in?
11th junior.
Okay, And my other question is, are you going live to school right now or are you online?
I'm going now. I was quarantined for a while, but I'm back.
Christmas.
Everybody well in your home?
Yes, ma'am.
Great. So failed to control speed. Was this an accident?
Yes, ma'am.
Did it involve any other vehicles?
Yes, ma'am.
Did insurance cover the accident?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'll want, the letter they send you saying, yes, we're covering this is going to be one thing I need to get from you. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's one thing for teen court. Teen court process is a process that's just different from paying. My feeling is that young people learn more if they are able to connect to consequences. But what is really important to note, what we do know, is that those young people who participate in teen court wind up less likely to be in court again. When we're talking about traffic and accidents especially, we're talking about surviving driving, okay? And kidding aside, you're in the number one bracket for death and dismemberment on the roadway in the state of Texas. Young people, and by young I mean 16 to 25, okay, are in the leading group for being killed, dying, or just being dismembered on our roads, okay? And every year I've got a student who dies. It's just a tragedy. And when you move from just being a driver in the highest risk group to a driver who got a ticket, you fall into an even smaller, more risky group, to a driver who has a ticket for an accident, which is the ultimate risk group. You're in the number one group. Okay. So that's an intervention situation at this point, as far as I'm concerned. Okay. That's going to be how I view it. All right. So I'm much more interested in getting something that will help you survive than I am in getting the court a bunch of money. Okay. There is a $20 teen court fee. Can you pay that fee today?
Yeah.
Yes. Is the courses on, or is online course for?
Okay, you're jumping ahead. We're going to
Okay.
do one thing at a time. Can we bring the coverage letter in today saying, yeah, the accident's covered by insurance?
It may have
Do we
gone
have
to
that?
his other parent, but we should be able to get it. We can try to get it today. Yes.
Let's put a deadline on that for 1/19/21. If you bring it today, then you don't have to bring it then. Okay. Let's also do the $20 fee today. Okay. So you'll swing by, you'll sign your paperwork, you'll pay the fee, and if you've got that letter, you'll drop that off.
Perfect.
And then we're going to do an online class. You can do a live class, which I highly recommend. It's better. Okay. And since you're going live to school, let's see, there's one in, sorry, let me talk to a staff member for a minute. There's one in Belton as well as Temple. The driving class that's live. Yeah, we'll have some information. Now, you could take a regular 6-hour class for ticket dismissal, but I'm going to have some information that I will push toward you for a live class. There's one in Belton and one in Temple. I don't know a specific one in Troy. Whatever you take needs to be at least 6 hours.
Yes, ma'am.
The one I'm giving you is a live class because I know that live education is more effective, hands down. And this one is taking, the protocols seriously, but that's again a decision for y'all. I want a class no later than 2/8/21. Okay. All right. And then that will be your dismissal. Okay.
Okay.
All right. We'll have all that in writing on your order that you're going to sign today.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
And it'll be at the front desk. Mom doesn't have to come in, but she's welcome to come in. Does she? Yeah, she can come in. But I do need your, actually, she does need to come in to sign it because she's got to authorize you to be in teen court. Okay. We have your order. It's going to look like this. There's 2 pages. You'll sign at the bottom after you read it, and then you'll get copies. and it gives you your deadlines, okay?
Okay.
All right. Any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay. I'm going to remove you from the meeting, then you're good to go.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Goodness, Mr. Castillo, we just can't get anywhere with you. He keeps trying. He's trying to do it, but I'm going to need to move forward. And on the Galaxy notebook, I know the face. Let me try to get the name. It's going to be Mr. Hermoso, I think. The folks on the Galaxy Note 9, I think that is Frank Hermoso. Can you hear me? Hi, Mr.
Okay.
Are you Mr. Hermoso?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And are you mom?
Yes, ma'am.
What is your name, please, mother?
Emily Sanchez.
Okay. Hi, Miss Sanchez.
Hi.
Okay, we've got teen court on 2 charges right now. And let me look at those real quickly and see how we're doing.
He finished those and turned them in already. I think
Okay.
she was waiting for someone to come back from vacation to dismiss them or something like that.
Yeah, I'll review those now and see if
Okay.
we can do that. We have a no driver's license charge. This is from December 14th. And we have a speeding charge, and this is from December 14th. The no driver's license charge has costs and fines of $181. The speeding is $264. Mr. Hermoso, on the no driver's license charge, how are you pleading?
Guilty.
Okay. And on the speeding charge, how are you pleading?
Guilty.
I still have teen court as an option, even though we've done it before, because the option remains for traffic versus criminal offenses, which was last time. We're looking at your previous teen court record. Give me just a moment to take a quick review, and then I'll talk to you about that. But are you in the process of getting your license?
Yes, ma'am. You already got your certificate. I had already got my certificate for my permit.
Okay, what's the next step?
I wanted to get my driver's license.
Yeah, I know you want to. What's the next step you're actually taking?
To wait till after I'm 18.
Oh, I can't wait that long. You're 15 now. That certificate isn't going to hold off for you. You can't take. Why did you take the class and get a certificate if you didn't intend to get a permit?
That's what you want to do. Oh, that's what I wanted to do.
What steps are you taking to do so?
I took a class, an online class for it.
Yes, I understand. What's next?
Aceable.
Okay. And then what?
And then I wanted to get my driver's license.
Are you scheduled to take your driving class?
No,
Your
ma'am.
driving test?
No, ma'am.
Okay, you need
He
to do,
can't,
that's,
he
that,
can't,
you could do ACEable by this afternoon. So what's what's the holdup here?
they told him he had to wait 6 months after he got his certificate to do the driving.
I think y'all have misunderstood.
Did we? Maybe we did. I really don't know.
I don't know anyone who says take a class and learn how to do it and then forget everything you know for 6 months and then start driving. No one said that. Who are you talking to?
Well, I don't know. It's a chat because I've been trying to call them where he did it online and he finished the whole course. He got his certificate, but now they're saying he has to wait till he turns 16 before he can get the permit, or I don't know. I really don't understand.
Are you going through a driving school?
Yes.
Well, it doesn't sound like a very good one because that's not how it works for anyone. And I talk to people every day about this.
Okay, so how do we go about this? Because
Okay, so you either go to a different school. It might help you to go onto the DPS website and read up on how to get your driver's license.
So you don't have to be 18 to get your license?
You don't have to be 18 to get your permit.
Okay. You have to be 16?
You certainly have to be licensed to drive though.
Yes.
Why are you driving?
I was taking my girlfriend to school.
Yeah, it's illegal to do that. Whose car were you using?
My girlfriend.
Okay. Well, she committed a crime. Whoever lets you drive that car. Who owns the car?
Her mother.
Okay, that's a crime for her mother to give you that car. Was she charged?
No, ma'am.
She should be. Partly because you don't know how to drive. And you're not allowed to drive.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. What do y'all want to do? Do you want teen court? Because teen court is like you got 30 days to get your permit and get it all in order. And that means you're going off to a driving school where they're going to put you through the paces and get you done. If that's not what the plan is, then let's not waste time.
Yes, ma'am.
What's the goal here for you? What's your goal?
I want to get my permit.
Yeah, but it's more than like I want it to be sunny, but I can't make it happen. I want a permit. I can make that happen. And I'm hearing you go like, I don't know, somebody's going to put that knowledge in my head for me, but I got 30 days. And if you jump hard, fast right now, you might get it done in 30 days. If you sit around and hope somebody will tell you the information, it isn't going to happen.
Yes, ma'am.
So with teen court, there'd be 2 fees of $20. Can those get paid today?
Okay.
Can those get paid today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The next thing, and where are you going to school, Mr. Sanchez? I'm sorry, Mr. Hermoso.
Temple High School.
Okay, what grade are you in?
I'm in the 10th.
Great. Are you going live? Where are you online?
Yes, ma'am.
Which is it?
Online.
Okay. And so I think what you're going to do today is probably call one of the driving schools.
Yes, ma'am.
And figure out how to shore up this issue.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm going to set the deadline for you for your permit, which is a type of license. It isn't your final one. You won't be allowed to drive your girlfriend because you'll need an adult in the front seat with you who's licensed. But February 8th of 2021. Okay. And then on the speeding charge, I think we have an essay, right? Yeah, there's an essay you're going to write. It's not long. It's like 5 pages. And it regards driving and safety. And we'll have that. Can you come before 5 o'clock?
Yes, we can go today. As soon as we get off.
Okay. We'll have that at the front desk for you to sign for. That's due the same day. Okay. And
So I call the DPS and find out about how to get his permit, and I take the certificate.
I don't know if you're gonna call the DPS because I think you'll have difficulty getting through and they'll probably tell you they can't tell you. That you have to go online and read about it. You can go on the DPS website, Texas Department of Public Safety. How do I get my license? These are quick things that shouldn't be that hard. I can do that right now. So can you. Then you can also do a search on driving schools in Temple, Texas, or yeah, y'all are in Temple, and find a school and call them and find out what it's going to take. You know,
Okay.
this is almost $500 in more tickets. Plus the last ones, it's $1,000. Mr. Hermoso, this is the end of the line for teen court for you. And you're not even 16 yet. When are you turning 16? In March.
Yes, ma'am.
So that might be a problem too. I'm not sure you're going to be able to get a permit by February. We'll look, but if I've got an update and you're moving towards it at your next deadline, which is the 8th of February, I might give you more time to get it as long as everything else is in order and you're not scratching your head wondering, how do I get a driver's license?
Yes, ma'am.
Which was a question you should have asked before you got behind a vehicle, the wheels of a vehicle.
So if he can't get his permit before
Then I
the
expect to see a
February
plan.
date,
I expect to see a plan in progress. If it's not completed, I expect it to not be, oh, well, we have to wait. We're waiting 6 months. If you're waiting 6 months, we need to do something else. So I'm going to actually schedule a hearing on both of these cases for that turn-in date. We have that essay somewhere in the back.
no, you don't. You gotta pay $20, 20 and 20.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, he has a question, just ask.
Yes.
So, if I'm doing teen court, would I still have to pay the tickets, or because I scheduled for community service?
So teen court, you pay $20 per ticket.
20 and 20, what I just told you. And she wants you to get your permit, and you're gonna do an essay of 5 pages.
Are you working, Mr. Hermoso?
No, ma'am.
Okay. If you get convictions and you want to try community service, we can look at that. My feeling is you've decided you're going to be driving. So for the sake of everybody in the community, I'm trying to force you to get your license, and I'm
Yes.
offering you a big discount and a cleaner record.
Yes, ma'am.
And in hopes that when we are all driving out there, we're not driving with you out there ignorant of the law and unable to drive properly. That's my goal,
Yes, ma'am.
is that when I encounter you in the road, you don't hit me. So I'm not really that interested in ordering community service unless you're just going to refuse to do teen court or you don't want to do it. I can't make you.
Yes, ma'am.
I can't make you.
Yeah, he just didn't understand what, I guess he didn't understand what, you said an essay of 5 pages also, right?
Yeah, is that a problem? Is
No,
it?
ma'am.
Are you okay to read and write? I mean, I don't know if you have dyslexia or something, you'd have to tell me. If there's a learning barrier, please let me know. I'm not trying to schedule something that is harder for you to do than, the rest of than some other folks.
Yes, ma'am.
So if you have a learning barrier, just let me know. Is there a learning barrier, Mom?
No.
Okay. All right. Then it's doable. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. It's like doable like your online schoolwork, which hopefully you're doing.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. We're going to have everything at the front desk. Probably give us a few more minutes because I've got to pull some things from the back and I've got to see some people first.
Okay,
So
thank you.
Within the hour, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just one moment, I'll be with everybody. Okay, thank you. Yes, that's it. Okay, I don't know what to do about Mr. Castillo, who I am not even convinced knows I can't hear him. So, Mr. Castillo, can you hear me? Please respond. Mr. Castillo, I'm going to remove you from the meeting due to a total lack of response. And at this point, you appear to be asleep. I have written you 3 times. I have verbally asked you to respond. Please dial back in while we're still in meeting. Miss Teague, I will take you when you pull your car over. I will not take you while you're driving.
We're good, Your Honor. I am pulled over.
Yeah. I've moved to the next person and I'll be back with you shortly.
Oh.
Stay pulled over. It's completely inappropriate. I
would.
I ought to refuse you at this point, but I won't. Mr. Norman. Mr.
Yes,
Norman.
ma'am, I'm here. Sorry, I went to
Hi.
the restroom.
That's okay. Listen, I got with code enforcement this morning and things are not improved. And in fact, there's new cars parked out there that are unmarked. So there's a real problem. Let's see. It's in the same condition since November 23rd, other than you added 2 vehicles without plates mounted on, and those are on the property. And the new inspection shows all of that. So I don't really feel like I have much choice but to move forward today. So we've already entered pleas. The fines assessed are $912. The income that you have at this time, first talk to me a little bit about your living situation. Are you living with family?
I am.
Okay. And so I guess you have a roof, and that's good. I'm glad for that. And family's helping you?
Yeah, as far as providing a place to stay.
Okay. How are you eating?
Family.
And then how did you come up with the money to buy this place?
I was in a really bad accident 4 years ago. And so I bought it a little after a year from the accident. And that's how I got it. Through county tax sale.
Okay. The income that you listed, $500 a month, what's the source of that income?
That's when I'm able to sell some of the cars I do buy. I'm not sure where they got 2 extra cars and no license plates. That's not true.
I've
I
got a
bought
picture.
an extra
I'm not going to
car.
debate it. I'm
I
not
mean, no, we're
debating
not
it.
debating it. I'm
Listen,
just
I'm not
saying.
debating it. I'm not debating it. What I'm telling you is I was going to look at lowering the fines and costs if there was progress.
And when you ask about the income, if I can buy a car to sell it, that's why I put towards the tires. But it's just one of those things where when the tires came out, then there's complaints about the tires, and it's like, okay, well, I don't have income. So what I do for my income is I buy, sell, and trade. So I'll buy some cars, help you roll the tires. Then there's another issue. It's not just the tires. Now they're considered junk vehicles just because they don't have a registration. It's not that they don't drive. It's literally on the technicality of no registration on vehicles. I'm like, okay, you know what? I can handle that. We can get that done. And that's where I get my registrations up to date. I would say only time a car at this point, I'd say even from fall until now, if any car doesn't have registration, that's because I literally just picked it up and it's less than a month old and it's being sold to go towards the tires. That's
Okay,
my
so
sole
you don't
source of
actually
income.
have a source of income that is steady. Is that a fair
No.
statement?
No, ma'am.
You
I
had
don't.
asked for a payment plan of $25 to $100 a month. Do you feel that that's something you could sustain?
I believe so.
I can do that, or I can shift you to community service.
I would mind community service.
Okay. It's going to be 101 hours of community service,
Okay.
and I'm going to give you 2 months to do that. You might need more time. If you do, you'll have to, submit to the court a request for an extension before your due date in order to avoid a warrant.
Okay.
All nonprofits are places where you can do the community service. We'll have a list of places. I will need you to come by and get your paperwork today.
Okay.
Can you do that before noon?
Yes, ma'am, I can.
Okay. All right. Good luck to you, sir. Just
All
get
right,
your
thank you,
hours
thank you.
in. Get your
Yes,
hours
ma'am.
in, and these cases will be completed. But I
Okay.
make no representations as to what would happen next. Okay, they may continue to cite you.
Yes, ma'am. And I've been in contact, like I said, with Officer Dickerson. He actually reached back out to me via our last court message. And then also with the tires, I'm not sure what the issue is, but I have no
Get with
neighborhood.
him. I can't debate that with you.
Oh yeah, I'm not debating. I'm just saying I've been in contact with him. So I've been in contact with him, and then also I've gotten in contact with Transform Temple because I had to actually do a police report on the 2nd because I don't know who it is, but someone in the neighborhood is dumping tires as well. So, but yeah, I'll definitely be on my community service and stay in contact with code enforcement and also Transform Temple because it's been a thorn in my side. It's preventing me from being able to actually go out and get vehicles because, the tires are the main thing. So.
Okay. We'll have your paperwork at the front, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye. I'll be right with you, Ms. Teague. I need to let Mr. Castillo back in, but I will take you next. Yeah, well, you fell asleep instead of responding.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Okay, Ms. Teague, there is a theft under $100 charge. The fines and costs, if you pay it, are $296. Is the sound outside of your vehicle?
No, it's my son. I put a movie on in the minivan for him so he could watch, so that he wouldn't be yelling, but that didn't work so well, so I stepped outside.
Okay. So what I can do is order that if you want to do the first offender program,
Yeah,
I would give you 30.
Like,
I would give you 30 days to complete a class and get the certificate turned in. That would
Okay.
be due back here by 2/8/21. You'll be set
Okay.
for a hearing, and that'll be
Okay.
a hearing for me to look at what you've turned in. So you've got to get it turned in before the hearing. You'll need to come by the court today to sign your paperwork and get information about how to find a class. Okay.
okay.
and you'll have to pay for that class yourself, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
The 200 and you said it was 265. Does that still have to be paid if I paid if I do this class?
No, what happens
No.
is
Okay.
turn in your class and you get a dismissal.
Okay, and it won't be on my record either.
Correct.
Awesome. Thank you so much. That's exactly what I needed.
No, it's a conditional plea. So if you
Yes.
don't show up and you don't turn anything in, I find you guilty and you owe the money.
Yes, I will most definitely appear and do everything that needs to be done.
Okay. All right. Come by before noon.
Okay, yeah, I can be there right now. I
Okay.
can be on my way in just a minute.
Okay. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Your Honor.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Not you. I asked you to-
Honey, good Lord.
I'm trying to remove her, but it didn't take. Okay. Oh, for first offender? Yes. I'll get that in a moment. I'm still trying to work with this guy. I can't hear you. He's not even recognized in the meeting anymore. Let me just. It's okay. It's okay. I just don't know how to connect at this time. Can you call in? He was able to talk to the front desk. There he is. Mr. Castillo.
Ma'am.
There we go. Okay, great. I don't know what's going on with your audio, but let's see what we can get done. If we
Yes,
get,
ma'am.
if it gets to where I can't hear you, I will remove you from the meeting and I will wait a few minutes for you to just call into the meeting on the phone. Because the
Okay.
front could hear you. So I know that you have audio capacity. Okay, so let me just look. We have warrants. These are animal charges. Cases have gone to warrants. We have a lot of things. Let me walk you through these, okay? I need to do them one at a time. We have a balance on an expired registration charge of $165. I have a balance on an animal at large charge from August 22nd of 2019. The balance is $229. I have a balance on a driving while license invalid charge from December 23rd of 2018 of $210.90. June 26th of 2019, a balance of $295.90 on a driving while license invalid. A balance of $266 from August 22nd of 2019 on an animal at large. And then balances, goodness, September 24th of 2020. Oh, that's a pending. Then I have pending charges. So let me walk back through those. September 24th of 2020, a over the limit on animals. Costs and fines are $246. How are you pleading to that charge?
Well, the thing was is that I spoke to the officer, I got the tickets here, and we had spoken, he picked up, I think 9 or 7 animals from me. and we had agreed that, you know, he wasn't gonna charge me for the.
Well, I don't know the circumstances, but the question that a trial and a jury would answer is, on September 24th, were you over the limit?
Yes,
How are
ma'am.
you pleading to that charge?
Guilty.
There's another over the limit charge, I guess, presumably because there are more than one over the limit from that same date. How are you pleading?
That we had spoken.
Yeah. So this idea that you're going to tell me what he said
Okay,
and
yes,
that he
ma'am.
didn't
Yes,
really
ma'am. I
file.
understand.
Listen.
Not guilty on that charge. I want to plead not guilty on all of them.
Yeah, I'm not going to let you do that right now because you don't even know what I've asked you. We're going to go one charge at a time.
Yes, ma'am.
September 24th, 2020.
Not guilty.
Okay. And to what? To what? What charge did you just plead not guilty to?
You should have had too many animals, right?
There is another charge for too many animals. How are you pleading?
Not guilty.
Okay.
No contest.
Which is it?
No contest.
Okay. Then there is a not providing shelter to the animals. 426. How are you pleading to that charge?
Not guilty.
Then we have, I hate the system the way that it makes it chaotic. Okay, let's see. Done that one, done that one. Then I have, I'm trying to go in order, I guess backwards. January 2nd, having an animal at large. It's 6/31. How are you pleading?
January 2nd.
Of 2020.
Not guilty.
Another animal at large, March 31st of 2020. How are you pleading?
Can I ask one question?
Yes.
The address on that ticket?
Hold on, let me look. Are you down on LT? It's the animal at large on January 2nd. $700 South 23rd Street.
And that was January 2nd?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not guilty. I wasn't even living over there by then.
Yeah. The next question then is March 31st of 2020. Animal at large. How are you
What
pleading?
address was that?
Just a moment. Mm-hmm. $800 South 23rd Street.
Okay, I'm not guilty though. How will I go about to?
Just a moment. Just a moment. Just a moment. Really, it's not your courtroom. We're going to walk through this one at a time. Remember, I just said that?
Yes, ma'am.
One at a time. Okay. The next one is March 31st. A dog or a cat not licensed, vaccinated. How are you pleading to that charge?
Not guilty.
Okay. Then we have an animal at large, April 1st.
What address, please?
I'll get that for you. What is it? 800 South 23rd Street.
Not guilty, ma'am.
The address where the dog at large is. 815 South 23rd.
Yes, ma'am. No, I wasn't even living over there, but not guilty.
Okay. And then the dog or animal not having vaccination at that time?
Well, No, not guilty. I don't even have them dogs no more.
Yeah.
By the time,
Well, the question really is whose dog is it, isn't it? The next one is the number of cats and dogs exceeding the legal limit on April 22nd of 2020. Howard, and that one has about a fine and cost of $2,131.
and what address was that one?
Just one moment, I'll get that for you. "503 North 10th Street."
And
How are
what-
you pleading?
And that was, what was the ticket?
Too many dogs and cats. Over
Not
the
gu-
limit.
I mean, yes, guilty.
Guilty?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The next one is, let's see. That's already been done. There is allowing an animal at large, March 31st of 2020. How are you pleading to the charge?
What address is that?
It's gonna 800 South 23rd.
Not guilty.
Okay. And then vaccination on the dog at that time, 6/31 is the balance. This is March 31st of 2020. How are you pleading?
Not guilty.
Okay. Then allowing another animal at large on March 31st of 2020.
And that was the 815, I bet. Address. I'm not guilty on that one.
Okay. Yeah. And then vaccinating regarding that animal.
Yes. Guilty.
Guilty.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You did. An animal at large on September 24th of 2020. This is,
And I'm assuming that's the 815.
I believe that's right. Let me double check that. 73. Yeah. 803 North 10th. How
Not
are you
guilty.
pleading?
Yes,
Sorry?
ma'am. Guilty. Not guilty.
Okay. Real quickly on September 24th, failing to comply with remedial requirement. What is that? I can't see all of it. Okay. Okay. So then we have a charge on September 24th regarding shelter. How are you pleading to that charge?
Not guilty, ma'am.
Sorry?
Not guilty.
And then failing to comply or remedy that situation. How are you pleading?
Not guilty.
Okay. And then another no shelter from that same date for another animal. How are you pleading?
Not guilty.
Okay. All right. So at this point, let's see. Do we have a financial affidavit for this gentleman? Oh, it was. I'm sorry. You're working for Anderson Castings, is that
ma'am.
right?
Yes, ma'am.
And is his payment plan on time? What's the amount that he's paying? A month? Okay. All right. On your not guilty charges, we're going to schedule that for a pretrial,
Yes, ma'am.
and that's going to be by Zoom.
Yes.
Okay. What date are we using? Okay. Well, let's get it set up by the date that we're going to set him for, because that's something to work on today and tomorrow. The 19th. Okay.
Of this month.
Yeah, I understand, but we're gonna schedule this one. The 19th, and it'll be Zoom, and we'll send that out to you probably by tomorrow. You're at work at Anderson Castings. When are you paid? What day of the week?
Fridays.
Every Friday?
Yes, ma'am.
What does your paycheck look like every Friday?
About $700. Well, not yeah, about six something every week.
Okay. And then do you also work at Delta Centrifugal?
No, ma'am.
Does anyone in your home receive food stamps or other public assistance?
No, ma'am.
Anyone disabled?
No, ma'am.
Do you have any roommates?
Any what?
Roommates?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And how much do they pay to live there with you?
Well, I don't know. No. I don't have no roommates. I mean, she's my girlfriend, but we split the bills and whatnot.
Okay. So you pay half of these bills and she pays the other half?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I'm going to have to alter your payment plan because of the new cases.
Yes, ma'am.
I need one sheet to write on that isn't full of cases. I guess I'll just use a docketing sheet. Okay. So you're paid on, you said Fridays?
Yes, ma'am.
So this Friday, you're going to move your payment up to $50 every 2 weeks.
Yes, ma'am.
And you'll sign for that, and you'll sign for your pretrials. And I'll recall your warrants once I
Yes,
get
ma'am.
those signatures.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, once your warrants are recalled, they'll go back to Warren if you keep up, not showing up for your court time. Okay, so be on time,
Yes, ma'am.
follow the directions.
Yes, ma'am.
These cases are not going to just go away, and they're
Oh,
going to get really expensive if you don't show up.
Yes, ma'am.
So just want to highlight that because it's
Yes.
kind of been a steady problem. And Mr. Castillo, that just really, that winds up costing you money.
Well, yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Can you get here before 5?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we'll have paperwork for you closer to after lunchtime. Okay?
Yes. Well, can it be
Okay.
before lunch? I mean, because I go to work at like 2. I go in like at 2 sometimes, depending on, they come in early or whatnot.
We can have you sign for it. The scheduled Zoom meeting that we're going to
Yes.
schedule you for on the 19th probably will not go to your email until tomorrow. But your signatures we can collect today. Okay?
Going today, you mean? Oh, you're going today?
If you want your warrants recalled, you are.
Oh, no, that's what I'm saying. I thought you said on Friday.
No, I didn't say that. I said we're changing your payment plan
Friday. Okay.
to every other Friday, $50, and
Yes,
you're
ma'am.
signing for that today.
But I got to go in today to sign.
If you want your
Yes,
warrants
ma'am.
recalled,
Yes, ma'am.
yes. What
Okay.
time will you be here?
Oh, I could be there noon, if that's.
That'll work.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we'll see you then.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm gonna end the meeting. We can.